Hello, welcome to Community Helper Highlight, the show where we talk about services for our community to help our community. This show is sponsored by the United Way of Northern Chautauqua County. I'm Adam Dolce, I'm the host from the United Way of Northern Chautauqua County, and joining me today are representatives from the Girl Scouts of Western New York. I am very happy to introduce Samantha Nichols and Rosa, one of the scouts here locally in a troop here in the city of Dunkirk.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome to both of you. Thanks for being here today. So a lot to talk about with the Girl Scouts. There is an awful lot going on, and I don't think people realize just the kind of services that the Girl Scouts offer. As I've gone through and I've read some of your material and I've gotten familiar with the work the Girl Scouts are doing, I've been absolutely blown away by the kind of opportunities that are available to young ladies here in Northern Chautauqua County today.
Yeah, absolutely. We have, in addition to all of the traditional troops that Girl Scouts are known for, we have developed a new kind of troop. It's called a community troop, where one of our council staff, myself, comes into our community and we really run a troop and we get it started and hopefully recruit a parent volunteer. But it kind of targets those areas where we have girls waiting to be in troops that haven't been served yet. So.
That's great. So some innovative things going on and out there. Now, Samantha, as we've talked and kind of gotten familiar with each other a little bit, you are passionate about the Girl Scouts.
Oh yeah, I breathe Girl Scouts, I swear. I bleed Girl Scout green. I was a Girl Scout for 6 years myself in Chautauqua County, and I was lucky enough to get a position with the council in spring, and I love what I do, and it's great to be able to bring other girls into the tradition.
So you're truly leading by example. You said you started with a troop right here in Chautauqua County. Where did you grow up, and what troop were you in?
I did. I graduated from Forestville, and I was in the Hanover Service Unit. I was there for 6 years, and I went to camp, and we sold cookies, and I was very blessed to have wonderful leaders that I still keep in touch with to this day. And it was a great program for me, and I learned some incredible things.
Yeah, and you were hooked, so they say.
I was. And thanks to the United Way's funding back then, I was able to get scholarship to go to Girl Scouts.
Excellent.
So where I would not have been able to afford to go to camp, I was scholarshiped, and they sent me. So.
Excellent.
Yes.
And Rosa, where are you now?
I'm in Fredonia Middle School. My mom works at the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
And I also like going to the Boys and Girls Club to help my mom sometimes and to go to Girl Scouts.
And your Girl Scouts are at the Boys and Girls Club, correct? There's actually a troop located right in the club.
That's right. Yeah, so you don't even have to really take your kid to an extra meeting in addition. So a lot of the girls that were at the Boys and Girls Club really wanted to do something else, and I commend the Boys and Girls Club for making that programming available and really looking for programming that the girls want, because they just absolutely love it.
That's great. So there's a lot that can be learned in Girl Scouts. What are some of the most important skills that the girls that are in the troops now are learning, and what are they picking up?
Well, anybody who's in the education sector or works with children knows that the big push these days is for a lot of STEM programming. So we, of course, have bolstered our STEM programming. Our girls build robotics. Our girls, they do engineering. Our girls code computers and work with algorithms. They do some incredible things. But we also do what Girl Scouts have always done. We camp. We start fires, we sell cookies, we do all kinds of life skills, money management. The cookie program is a big part of what makes a Girl Scout, because you really get those skills, that confidence. It's even as a young Girl Scout myself, I remember if you can go up to somebody you don't know and say, buy this box of cookies, you will have the confidence to speak in front of a boardroom someday.
Nope, that's great. You have a neat acronym that goes along with GIRL.
Yes.
What is it?
Yes. So our GIRL acronym is Go-Getter, Innovator, Risk Taker, and Leader. And so the Girl Scout Leadership Experience is what we call it. It's the GSLE. So our program has specifically been research proven to provide girls with these different skills that are backed by many, many studies that we have. Our 4 pillars are STEM, life skills, outdoor, and entrepreneurship. And those are really, across the board, just some of the things that our girls do. They get to do anything they really want, and those are tied into all of the programming.
Yeah, and in really looking at pursuing that much-needed STEM fields right now, as you've already discussed, and really kind of forcing them out of their comfort zone in some cases to try something different and learn, and who knows where they'll go with it.
Yes.
You talked a little bit about leadership, and there are some impressive women leaders in our nation and our community who have Girl Scouts on their resume.
Yes.
There's some interesting statistics around that. Are you able to share
I
where some Girl Scout leaders have ended up?
Yes, so I'm really proud to say that 74% of women senators have been Girl Scouts
So
currently.
those are down in Washington, D.C., sitting in the Senate chamber
Yes.
right now, or will be very soon.
Yep, almost 75% of all the women in Senate were Girl Scouts. Over half, 57% of our representatives and delegates were Girl Scouts. 60% of our members of Congress and 56% of our governors are all Girl Scout alum.
So that's an amazing statistic when you look at where you can go when you're talking numbers that are over half of those leadership positions are filled by Girl Scout alum. You've got a pretty bright future, Rosa.
Yeah. Thank you.
So locally, I mean, it's always important for us to bring it back to the local. Where can young ladies in Chautauqua County, northern Chautauqua County in particular, where can they access Girl Scout troops? Where are these services available, and how do they get involved?
I'm so glad you asked. We always have our traditional troops in the area. So those are our service units that are run like any other Girl Scout troop that we're used to thinking about, where you have a leader and a set of girls that meets X amount of times a month. We also have new programs of our community troops I was telling you about. We currently have 2 of those in Dunkirk that are getting set up. We have one at Northern Chautauqua Catholic School that will be run in the after school time from right around till 4 o'clock. And we also are setting one up at the Salvation Army, which is where the Boys and Girls Club is located. This one will follow Boys and Girls Club programming time to hopefully target some of those girls that are in sports or in after-school programs till 5:30 who don't get to meet during that time.
So in the Salvation Army, is that separate from the Boys and Girls troop?
Yes.
So there'll be 2 troops in the same building.
Yes, meeting at different times, but just giving more girls an opportunity that might not have a chance to meet during that window at the Boys and Girls
And
Club.
can any girl in the city of Dunkirk take advantage of those services?
Any
if they're
girl.
not enrolled in the Salvation Army's programs or the Boys and Girls Club,
Yep.
they can still get linked up and
And you
join.
don't have to be a girl in Dunkirk either. You can come to those programs anytime. If, for example, that 5:30 window on a Wednesday works for you, you can come down to the Sal and bring your daughter, even if she's from Forestville or Cassadaga, and we'll have any girl.
Great. Now, how old do you have to be to join Girl Scouts?
So we take Girl Scouts officially at 5, but we do have a program where in the summer before a girl enters kindergarten, we take her into what's called Sprouts. So before she becomes a daisy, she can be a sprout, and we'll get her started and set up into the process. But we take from 5 to age 18. And then you're an adult Girl Scout like myself.
Gotcha. And then there's levels. So, I mean, when you join, do you have to know what level you join, or do they call Girl Scouts and tell you their age, and then you guys tell them, oh, this is where you're going to be, and this is where you're going to start?
Yeah, so we break it up based on age and grade.
Okay.
So daisies are generally kindergarten to first graders, brownies 2nd to 3rd, juniors 4th to 5th, and then it goes cadets, seniors, and ambassadors, all the way up to 18.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we talked a little bit about the troops that are here in the city of Dunkirk, but they're beyond the city of Dunkirk.
Absolutely.
So what other communities in northern Chautauqua County are we currently serving through Girl Scouts?
Girl Scouts serves all of the communities in northern Chautauqua. I personally run a program with another one of your partners, the Westfield YWCA. We are in their site and in their after-school program. We also run programs all throughout Jamestown City. We're working on expanding into the programs, other after-school programs, and finding other locations to get more girls in. So just drawing in from all the pockets.
Excellent. Now, if somebody's watching today and they're interested in how to join, how do they do that?
You could go onto our website. It's gswny.org. There's a link right there to join, and if you have any problems, there's an email at the bottom of the page. Our staff are incredible at getting back. Our customer care team is very on top of that, so we'd love to help you through any problems. And if anybody has had an issue registering, please call. We'll take care of it for you.
Excellent. So it's gswny.org.
Org. Yep,
Okay.
.org.
And we'll say that a few more times as we go through and we tape and we talk today, because that's an important thing. We want people to be excited and to seek you out and hopefully get connected with the Girl Scouts and the great things that you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of opportunities right now for young people and young women in particular to get engaged in their communities and get involved in some different things. What makes the Girl Scouts, in your opinion, maybe the best choice? Or who's the right girl for Girl Scouts?
So any girl is right for Girl Scouts. There really is no limit to what a girl can do. And that's why I think Girl Scouts is the best, because it's girl-led. So, our troops sit down and we decide what the girls want to do. And as a leader, it's my job to make the leadership and the entrepreneurship and the STEM fit into what they want. And so we always have choice. The girls lead the troops, the girls make the decisions, the girls decide where their money goes, the girls decide the community service projects we do, and I think that really is what gives the empowerment that Girl Scouts are known for. I mean, clearly in the leadership statistics I gave you, those women are empowered to live as strong women, and I think that that is really the core of the values. You can give STEM and coding all you want, but if the girls aren't doing it themselves and grabbing by the horns, then
Yeah, so it's all about them and what they want to work towards.
Absolutely.
You help girls thrive in 5 key ways, I've heard. So what are those 5 areas, and how does that fit into the programming?
Yes. So we have a Girl Scout Research Institute that actually does a lot of research on how our girls develop while they're with us. And those 5 things that we're proven to help girls with is developing a strong sense of self, seeking challenges, and learning from setbacks, because we know how important that is.
Yeah.
Displaying positive values, forming and maintaining healthy relationships, and identifying and solving problems in their community. So the last one is really key here, because Girl Scouts don't just do incredible things and learn incredible things, but they help their community in ways that are lasting. And that is the mark of a Girl Scout, is an impact that is sustainable and long after she's no longer a Girl Scout.
Yeah. So looking to leave their mark on the community long after they've moved on. And,
absolutely.
Have gone on to serve in the Senate or the House of Representatives, perhaps.
That's right.
So, there are some other benefits that go along with it as well. So if a Girl Scout achieves certain awards and achieves certain things, there are some additional benefits that come along with that can certainly help further their career as well.
Absolutely.
Can you talk a little bit about what the connection maybe to college scholarships and maybe even the military are?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'll start with our high awards. The Girl Scouts have 3 different high awards. There's the Bronze, Silver, and the Gold Award. Each one requires a different level of community service and a different number of hours, and they're based on which age you're at. So if you're a cadet, you would do a Bronze Award, and so on and so on. These awards are so prestigious that scholarships are given away for them. We only gave away 50 gold awards last year from here to Rochester.
Wow.
So that's our 9 counties. And when you win a gold award, when you're honored to give a gold award, you enter the military rank higher. So it is like equivalent.
So there's some real recognition.
Yes.
If they're pursuing that as a career. I mean, that's no small feat to achieve a full rank above. I mean, that impacts pay, it impacts duties, career opportunities.
Absolutely. And for every one of our Girl Scouts, our council is lucky enough to provide something we call our SAGE tuition rewards. So anybody who's familiar with SAGE points knows that 1 SAGE point equates to $1 for college. And we run a program every year where during our registration time, girls will get so much in SAGE points for college. This past year, girls got 2,500, and it compiles annually. And we have girls go to college with that money and save a lot. And it's applicable at local universities. Bonus takes it, many different universities locally. So I wish they had it when I was a Girl Scout, but they did not. It is a very new program.
And much needed. So, I mean, it's good that it's there. So, I mean, we've talked a little bit about many of the different things that you're working on, but there's still an outdoor component.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the outdoors, and I'm a big camper myself.
Oh, yeah.
But you're going out in the woods, and you're doing some different things. Oh, so when is camp available?
We do summer camp. So you can camp with your troop. You can camp solo as a girl. You can go for a week.
And it's an overnight camp?
You could go overnight.
Okay.
You could go just for one night. There's many different options we have for girls, and there's different kinds of camps. So you can go to horse camp, or you could go to bug camp, or learning outdoor skills camp. There's a bunch of different
many themes. Now, is there a Central Girl Scout camp nearby?
We have one. It's actually in Cattaraugus County. Is the closest one, and that's Randolph's Camp Timbercrest.
It's not very far at all.
No, that's where I went to camp, so I'm a little bit biased. I love that camp. But they're actually talking about establishing a shooting range in the near future there, so some of our girls might learn to shoot a little bit. But our camps, we have one that has a ropes course, high ropes course. We have archery. There's many different skills. Horseback riding that the girls, they learn awesome things there.
So a lot of interest, a lot of opportunities to get involved in some things. Rosa, have you gone yet?
No, not
You're a
yet.
first-year scout, so that's.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I said, even if I'll go with her, we'll bring the whole troop along and we'll all go camping.
Nice. That's great. Now, you're a staff member. You work for the Girl Scouts Council, the Girl Scouts of Western New York. But there's only one of you, and there are many troops and many things going on. So you have to rely on some other folks to make the Girl Scout experience work. So where do you find your other leaders, and who else is involved?
Oh, we have some incredible volunteers all over the county. We have women who lead full-time, who run a whole troop. We have men who lead full-time and run a whole troop. We have some troops are 5 women who take turns doing this and that. You know, there really is no one by-the-book way to do it, and we find that a lot of our volunteers who are happy do what works best for them, and we are eternally grateful for them.
So something I want to key in on is you talked about you have dads or
Yes.
men who are involved as well.
Yes.
So I think it's important for any fathers who are out there listening or watching, and they've got their little girl sitting next to them, that Dad, you can get involved and you can help lead and be an active part of that, and it sounds like a great experience.
Yes.
To bond as a parent and get involved in something like that.
Absolutely. Yep, we love our dads that volunteer with us. We love all of our volunteers.
Sure.
They keep us, they're the blood of our organization.
Yep. Now, do you have to be an experienced outdoors person? Do you have to be in the STEM field? What do you require of your volunteers to get them in the door and get them started?
Yeah, so a lot of people think that you have to be like a wilderness guru to be a scout, and you don't. Every one of our volunteers brings their own skill set to the table with them, and surprisingly enough, some girls, they don't want to camp, so it's okay if they have a leader that's not interested in camping. And it's a unique experience for everybody. And don't hesitate if you're thinking about volunteering. Don't stop just because you think that it might not be for you or you might not be suited to it, because you might be surprised.
Gotcha. So, and it sounds like there's a lot of support that goes around your volunteers to make sure they are fully trained, and then there's some additional supports around them as they're involved and as they're actually leading activities, it sounds like, as well. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We have service units, so those are made up of complete volunteer leaders who are many times really experienced and know their stuff. They've been here a long time, and they definitely help guide our new leaders in, and it gives you a support system of not just staff like me who are getting paid, but also volunteers who have been doing this for a while and they know the ropes.
Awesome. So we've talked a little bit about some of the programs, and you've hinted at some of them, but there are a lot of really exciting programs that have been going on, and some special events. So what are some of the specialized programs and special events that are available to young ladies through Girl Scouts?
Yeah, we have a lot of council-sponsored events. So these are events all the way from here to Rochester that we sponsor for girls, and they usually are in the $5 to $15 range, and you can go for a day, and girls will go to med school. They, will go to RIT and work on marine diesel engines for the day. Some girls will do car care at Geico. Some do money management programs with the banks. Different programs where girls can earn a badge, and any Girl Scout can go. So, even if it's in Rochester and my troop is off on vacation, they could stop by and go to an event. And they're low cost, very, very low cost. So it's a good way to get out and get some activities in you. Plus, lunch is often included,
Well, that's
so that's
always
always
nice.
a bonus. Yeah.
That's always a good thing.
Yes.
Since we're on the topic of food, and this is very, very important with the Girl Scouts, I believe cookie season is upon us.
It is upon us. We are
Okay.
getting ready for cookies, and we're gearing up. We're very excited to sell cookies for the first time.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of it. There's a lot of fundraisers that are out there. There's a lot of organizations that sell different things. But the cookies are different. It's not just the fundraiser for Girl Scouts. You actually incorporate a lot of education into it as well. So you mentioned earlier the cookies are a very important part of the Girl Scout experience. Can you explain why and how it's more than just a box of cookies?
Absolutely. Traditionally people think of that's what you think of when you hear Girl Scouts is the cookies, because the cookies are good. But it's the largest girl-run business in the world is the cookie program, because it is totally run by the girls. They make their own goals. They decide where the booths are going to go, and they sell the cookies and collect the money. And I think that what that does for confidence and to build the character of the girls is extremely huge. In this day and age, money is getting harder and harder to come by, and the economy is not great. And even in this area, opportunities are scarce for many people. And I think it's really good to give girls that confidence level to be able to say, I can do this, and I'm going to go sell this box of cookies, and to see them sell a box of cookies and how proud they are to make that money for their troop
Sure.
and have it come back to their troop, it's huge.
Yeah.
It really is.
So you actually have to put the marketing plan together as a team and your troop, so you have to pick out where you're going to go and when you're going to sell.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, have you started selling already?
No.
No.
Not yet.
Nope. We're just gearing up.
I was going to say pretty soon, right?
Yes. Pretty soon.
Excellent. So, favorite cookies. What are your favorite Girl Scout cookies?
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip?
The chocolate chip one. I am a fan of the Samoa.
Yeah,
The
I'm
Samoa.
with you on the
And
Samoa.
it's caramel delight. It's caramel delight in this area, but the caramel and coconut, that's
Yep.
my favorite.
With the little hole in the middle, right? That one?
Yep,
Okay.
that's the one.
Yep, I'm familiar with it. Probably more familiar with it than I should be.
I know.
So,
I know, they're too good.
when we take a look at how Girl Scouts is a big organization, it's nationwide. They're doing a lot of different things all across the country. But here we have our own council. Can you explain a little bit about that structure, about how it, the local impact, how it connects to the bigger picture, and just how big the local council is and what you cover down here?
Yeah, absolutely. So we cover from here from this county all the way north to Erie and as far to Monroe County.
Okay.
So that's a really big region. It's 9 counties, I believe. And, we have a very strong council here. We have one branch in Rochester, one office in Buffalo, and one here in Jamestown. So it may feel a little bit disconnected from northern Chautauqua sometimes, but we are working on getting our programs into the Dunkirk area and making sure that all of our leaders here are really well supported. On a national level, we correspond with GSUSA, and they really benefit us. They really have benefited us with the program they've delivered. They've definitely stepped up their game and answered to some of that STEM demand that everybody's been wanting, and they've made it a lot easier. We have some new programs for our leaders to help make it easier for them to lead. Actually, if you want to be a leader, virtually all of the program we have is laid out step by step online, so you're not planning anything and you're not making out craft or what are we going to do today. It's there for you to just utilize.
It's all laid out.
Yep.
That's great. Again, the website for Western New York is what?
gswny.org.
So that's where anybody would go to visit and find out more or to sign up and get involved.
Absolutely.
Rosa, you're in the spotlight now. Really, I think it's all about you. It's all about your experience and what you've done. So, how did you get involved with Girl Scouts?
Well, my mom was working with Sam at the Boys and Girls Club, and I remember when I was at the Boys and Girls Club one day, I remember Sam mentioning it to me, and it sounded really fun because it sounded like the way she described it, like I can make a lot of new friends, and that's actually what I did.
Yeah.
I made a lot of new friends.
Had you heard of Girl Scouts before you met Sam and was coming into the club?
Yeah.
Didn't know a whole lot about it?
No.
But you talked to Sam and you got hooked, right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I told her about the college money, and she was sold.
Look into the future. There's nothing wrong with that. What advice would you give to anybody who's out there, any girls that might be considering Girl Scouts?
You can make a lot of friends, and there's a lot of opportunities about college and and the summer programs and everything, and so I would recommend it.
So you haven't had the chance to do the summer programs yet because you're fairly new.
Right.
But what are you most looking forward to this summer? What camp or what activity?
Camping.
Camping? Looking to get out of the outdoors?
Yeah.
Have you done that before? Are you experienced, or is this going to be a new experience for you?
New experience.
This will be the first time really out there in the wilderness.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You'll have a blast. You'll have a really good time. And you've also been involved in some community service projects in your time in the Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
So what have you worked on for community service?
For the Boys and Girls Club it was for, we usually sometimes in the summer we go outside and walk around Dunkirk and pick up some garbage that's laying around. And I remember this one time we did raking.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So definitely making a difference in the community. I mean, we see those kind of things happen all the time, and it's great to see somebody that's actually stepping up and getting involved and making a difference.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Anything else that you'd want to say to anybody out there with regards to the Girl Scouts? Or again, if anybody's sitting there and they're thinking, maybe I want to try it, maybe I'm not sure, what do you think might help put them over the edge to get them in the door?
I think you should do it because it's a new opportunity that maybe you've never experienced before. There's a lot of different things.
Yeah, and you're doing things you've never done before, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We're learning to knit right now.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We're knitting a blanket for one of the staff at the Boys and Girls
Aw.
Club. Yes. So
Nice.
yeah, it's a challenge.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a fun
That's-
challenge.
It's a lifelong skill. You'll
Yes.
have it forever once you learn it.
Yes.
So, Sam, to wrap us up, is there anything else, really looking at the Girl Scouts and the programs you're running, anything else that you really want to touch on before we wrap today?
I would just say that, if your girl is thinking about Girl Scouts and doesn't know, definitely give it a shot. There's nothing to lose, and there's a lot of opportunities that people don't know about. There's opportunities for girls to be independent Girl Scouts. There's opportunities for you to go to different programs that a lot of people would be shocked by. So I would definitely say if you're sitting on the fence of being a leader or being a Girl Scout, really give it a shot, because we're not the same Girl Scouts we've always been.
Okay. Sam, thank you so much for coming on. Rosa, it's been an absolute pleasure. Good luck and enjoy your summer camping experience. I think you'll have a lot of fun.
Thank you.
This has been Community Helper Highlight. I am Adam Dolce signing off. Thank you, and we will see you again next month.